Good morning, welcome to another video. School run is done. I'm out for a few hours this morning on Island Lake at Jubilee Pools to do something rather different, something I've not done for perhaps 35 years, something like that anyway. But I'll run you through that in a minute. Now I've come up on peg 31, somewhere I've never fished before. It looks nice, the wind's just trickling down this end. There's a few disabled pegs to my left, that way. So I've left them clear. I've come to the first one that is not a disabled peg, or not designated a disabled peg. As I say, to do something rather different. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this, really looking forward to this. I'll set the gear up, then I'll run you through exactly what I'm doing, baits, etc. So here we are, gear is set up, something very, very different. Something, as I say, I've not done for a very long time. The end of the rod might give it away. I bought this many months ago to have a go at this sort of thing. I really fancied going a bit retro. And what I've done, what I need to do was find a rod with a screw-in tip section rather than modifying a rod I already had. And the way to do that was to go vintage, really. What I've done is I found a Daiwa Roy Marlowe Harrier Mark II ledger rod. I think this is 9 foot. It doesn't actually say. It does, 9.5 foot. So we've got a screw-in tip section and I've got a swing tip on there, as you can see. Now to go along with that, I thought if we're going to go retro with a rod, going retro with a reel was a way to go as well. So I've bought a reel that I had many, many, many years ago when I was a kid. It's a Daiwa Harrier Auto Match. It's got this auto cast mechanism here. You pull that lever and the bail arm pops open. As I say, I bought one of these many, many years ago. Goodness only knows what happened to it, but I'll pick this one up off eBay, nice and cheap, just go with the retro vibe. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I've come to this lake for a couple of reasons really to do this. Firstly, it's not too deep, so we'll have a nice angle from the tip, from the swing tip. And also there's lots of bream, some decent roach in here, some tench, lots of carp as well. I'm not sure how this rod will cope with carp. But that's my thinking really. Sort of bream, and certainly last time we fished on here, we're a few videos ago, we were after the perch. We were over on the other bank over there. We caught a beautiful big hybrid. Unfortunately, we foul hooked it. I'd love some of them, some decent hybrids. Not an ideal day for it, lovely and sunny, but we'll have a crack. We're going to cast out here, not too far. We'll get this set up, we'll get cast out, and we'll have a crack. I've got my standard just sort of running ledger rig on here. I'll link you to a video up there and down in the description if you want to see how I tie this up. Bait wise, I have got various pellets and I've got some maggots. Unfortunately, I haven't got any worms, which is a shame. I think we might have done well, but it's going to be pellets or little wafters or maggots on the hook. As far as ground bait goes, I've got some of the Dynamite green lip mussel method ground bait, which I'm going to use. And I've stacked it with a mix of small pellets really. That's going to be the plan. We're going to wet this up, we'll get it out there, we'll have a crack. Right, feeder wise, let's put a reasonable size feeder on, I think. Don't want anything heavy. 40 grams. We don't really need a feeder that heavy, but it's big. That'll get some feed in, kickstart the swim. We're going to have a few casts with no bait on. Get some bait in the water. Get my eye in as well, because this reel has no line clip. That's the word I'm looking for. Right. As I say, we've not got any bait on, so we'll just have a few casts there. Get some bait in. And so it'll just help me get my eye in as well. This ground bait just needs a little bit longer to settle. Now, back in the day, we always used to put our reels as far up the handle as you could, because obviously you can move them about because they've got these movable fixings, but the handle is so long on this, I'm going to have to move it down a little bit. It's hard to cast, certainly sitting down. We'll get 5 or 6 feederfuls in before we put a bait on, I think. Now, unfortunately, that sun's going to come. It's going to be right in our eyes in a bit. But we're out of it at the moment. I think as the day progresses, things will pick up. Fishing wise, hopefully we'll get the swim going. Been looking forward to using this for ages. Just not got round to it. And also, like I say, finding a venue that wasn't too deep. A lot of these venues are quite deep. Yeah, it's a bit easier to cast now. Move that reel down. Actually move it a little bit more. Really long handle. Right, one more, and I think we'll have a crack. Just get some bait in to start with. We'll start introducing a few maggots as well in the ground bait. Could always go on the maggot feeder, to be honest. But not just to catch some fish. To catch some nice fish, even better. Right, that'll do for now. I'll finish getting set up, set the landing net up and stuff, and then we'll have a crack. I think we'll start off on a couple of maggots. See what happens. I've remembered I've got some corn with me as well. So we could always go on corn if we fancy that. Bit of a target bait. I've got lots of different sorts of pellets as well. I'll keep this big feeder on to start with, just to get some bait in, because if we get some fish over us, I think we're going to need to pile it in. Right, got a big tree on the horizon there as a marker. Right, we're fishing. We're fishing. Looking forward to this. Actually, let's put that there. A bit more stability. Now, I have no idea what swing tip this is on here because it came with the rod. Just tighten it down to that. I just want a bit of an angle in it, but not too much, just so we can detect any dropbacks. It may take a bit to get things going. Been a few fish topping in the area, so there's clearly some fish about. I'd say it may take a while to get some bigger fish in. Hopefully we can get some interest from, I'd say I'd love to catch a tench, that would be fantastic. Some bream, big old hybrids, nice roach, who knows. All right. I think we'll cast very regularly to start off with. Just get some bait down. We've got a few feederfuls in already, but just to get a nice carpet down. Start introducing some maggots as well through the ground bait. Having not done it for about 35 years, it's hard to know when to strike. I guess it'll become obvious. Blimey, it's not very warm today. Ooh. It's lovely doing something different. Oh, there's some fish in here. Definitely some fish in here. Ooh, it's bouncing now. Right, that's been 3 or 4 minutes. We'll have another cast. I said I just want to get a nice bed of bait down. See what state our maggots are in as well after those bites. Actually, they're fine. So I wonder quite what it was. Perhaps they were just liners. Right, must remember to use an auto cast function. It's actually quite nice. Quite a nice function, that is. Bring that down, lovely donk. Sink the line, which I forgot to do last time. Aye. Ooh. Well, this one more cast, I think, and perhaps change baits. We'll try perhaps a bit of corn or maybe a little wafter or something. Just a bit of a target. We're having plenty of knocks, but I think it's probably smaller fish. Although having said that, the maggots are not getting sucked, so I don't think it's roach. May just be liners. Perhaps a target bait would be a good idea. Well, I've just nipped back and got my hoodie because it's really not very warm. And I've put on a Bandam wafter, little washed out pink wafter. We'll see if that does anything. This maggot's not really doing much, aside from a few pulls and plucks. I almost feel like it's the fish hitting the feeder rather than the hook bait now. Alright, let's see if they're a bit more interested in a wafter. I'll give this 10 or 15 minutes and then perhaps we'll try a bit of corn as well. If this doesn't work. Certainly some fish down there, judging by how that swing tip's moving. Ooh. Now, should I have struck that? Probably. Oop. We're in. We are in. On a little wafter. I don't feel very big. But a fish. A fish. A fish on the retro gear. What we got? Probably a skimmer. Oh, blimey. Alright, pickle here. It's a roach, actually. It's a roach. Got him. Let's shorten that down a bit. Far too long for a 9-foot rod. Well, a fish. A fish on the old wafter. Do you know what? I'm over the moon with that. He's not a monster, but he's very welcome. A fish, a fish. I've stuck the keep net in, just because we don't want to keep throwing those back. I'll soon spook, I think. Well, that worked. Where maggots hadn't. That's first cast as well. Shows you that. Change of bait, change of luck. Now, I'm not expecting to bag up on this today, by any means. But, it'd be nice to catch a few fish. Be even nicer to catch a few nice fish. I like this auto cast function on here. It's really nice. Wow, how very strange. We've had the odd knock. As we call this roach, I've tried that. Carried on fishing that Bandam, nothing. Tried a bit of corn, nothing. Tricky to know what to do, really. We can go on a single maggot, a single dead maggot. See if that changes our fortunes. Blimey. Shot off, didn't it? Well, this is a better fish. It's not been easy, this fishing, but I've gone back on that wafter and yeah, that was a lovely bite, wasn't it? Pulled the rod in. What have we got? Skimmer by the looks of it, or hybrid or something. Well, that's good if there's some of them in. Yeah, skimmer, I think. There we go. That's cracking. Well, that worked, didn't it? Blimey. That was a proper bite. Well, hopefully there's a few of them in there now. Some bigger ones. Perhaps we've got a few fish moved in. We can but hope. It's been a bit slow up until now. We've been fishing for a good hour. I was on a little pink wafter as well. Perhaps they're after them again. That was a very, very positive bite, to say the least. Ooh. Sat here with my feet up. Another fish. Well, this little waftery thing's working at the moment. That's a lovely bite. Now the bream, look. Or skimmer, I should say. We're catching a few now. I think that's hybrid, actually. Little hybridy thing. I think. Nah, skimmer. Judging by the amount of slime, a skimmer. Well, as I say, it's took maybe an hour and a half, something like that, getting on for 2 hours. Start getting some bites, but we are now. Oh, I missed that. That's a lovely bite. He's had me flipping band them as well. Well, we're getting a few bites now, aren't we? We're getting a few. Looks like they've turned out. Let's try a even brighter pink wafter, one of the fluoros. Oh, blimey. I just cast in. Literally. God, I'm having it now. Blimey. Roach, I think. We're swinging. Oh, it's a nice roach. We better put the net under him. Well, fluoro pink. Bang, straight away. Oh, it's dropped out in the net. It's gone from no bites. I thought we were absolutely wasting our time, and then all of a sudden it's gone crazy. Oh, I was just leaving. Make a message. Well, we're getting a few bites now. It's nice using this retro gear. I mean, it's not great gear compared to modern stuff, but it's nice stuff. For considering it's from the 80s. The skimmer. It'd be nice to catch a few bigger ones. It's not ideal skimmer, bream conditions, is it really? That looks a bit more like a hybrid, to be honest. The old QM1. Well, we're catching a few, aren't we? We're catching a few. It's nice to use this retro gear, as I say. Takes me right back to when I was a kid. Right, it's gone a bit quiet, so I've put a white band and wafter on this time. We'll try that. If I'm honest, well, I mean, we're catching fish, but if I'm honest, I don't think fishing on the bottom really is the one today. I think we'd be better off fishing through the water. I really fancied having a go with this gear. Oh, bite. Leaving more messages, getting more bites. Oh, we're catching a few now. This is on the white one that I put on because it had gone quiet. Thump, thump, thump. Oh, it's come off. Ah, it's frustrating. Fast old bites. This white one seems to be, this white wafter seems to be the one. Roach, is it? Oh yeah, we shouldn't swing that one. Beautiful. Blimey, you wanted that. Give it back. Oh, wow, what is that? It's a beautiful bite. Tip just slowly pulled up. That's annoying. Seem to be liking this white wafter. Of course, the advantage as well of fishing the swing tip over the quiver tip is, there's no resistance. As a fish pulls the quiver tip round, obviously, there's resistance of the rod trying to spring back. This is nothing, it's only the weight of that swing tip, which is minimal. Another beautiful bite. A few rattles and then a lovely bite. And once again, I missed it. Ow. The hook shot. It's in my finger. All right, I got that one. Missed a few bites, but it's into this one. Once again, it's not doing a lot. So we've got some bream there now. Skimmers, certainly. Feels like the biggest fish of the day. But like I say, it's doing very little. There's no monster at all. Fooling me. Got it. All little skimmers today. Thought perhaps we might get in touch with something a bit bigger. It would seem not. I'll give it a bit longer yet though. Distracted by a carp, missing bites. Carp boshing out by the island. Blimey. I'm trying to pick the rod up before. When you see the bite, whack, over it goes. Got a bit of roach. It's so fast. It is. Beautiful. Well, I think I'm going to have 5 or 10 minutes more at this, but I don't think this is the most productive way to be fishing today, to be honest. It's been very, very enjoyable to have a little trip down memory lane. But yeah, I don't really think it's the one today, particularly. I think maybe if it was overcast and we could get perhaps some of the bigger bream interested, we'd do a bit better. I think it's going to be skimmers and roach all the way, and that being that, I think we're probably better off, or we would have been better off doing something else. Perhaps getting on the float or on the method or something. I really, really wanted to have a go at that, and I've really, really enjoyed it. As I say, we'll have 5 more minutes. See if we can pick off another fish. Missed another one. Oh, is that me bait? I do think that perhaps by fishing a static bait, obviously on the bottom, we might pick up some bigger bream, but like I say, it's not particularly great bream weather, is it? And hence the skimmers and roach. We'll have one more cast though. No, I've gone back on the pink one. It's gone over straight away. Oh, come off. Another skim by the feel of it. Thump, thump, thump. Or is it a nice roach? I think it might be a nice roach. Oh, look at that, a roach. Oh, that's a cracking roach. How about that for a roach? Absolutely wonderful. That's cracking. I think with that, I'm going to call it a day on the swing tip. That has been a lovely trip back to the 80s, 70s, 80s. I've really enjoyed that. It's been great. It's not been massively productive, unfortunately. But you know, perhaps conditions. But I don't think it's really ledgering is the way to go today. I think really we need to be fishing on the float. But yeah, as I say, I really enjoyed that. Wonderful to use some retro gear, and I tell you, it's a nice rod actually, and really enjoyed using that reel as well. That's really taken me back. So I used to have one of these, as I mentioned earlier. Yeah, that's fantastic. But as I say, I think float fishing is the way to go today. I think we'd be doing much better on the float. So that is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get the float rod out, get this packed away, get the float rod out, and we'll get on the waggler, see what we can do. Fishing perhaps maggots through the water, or perhaps just slow sinking bait to the bottom. But I think I'll keep that for the next video. We'll have a few hours on the waggler. So yeah, that will be the next video. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Something rather different. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your wonderful support. Thanks to those of you who supported me through buymeacoffee.com. And I'll see you again in a few days' time.